Hi, are you ready? Grab your popcorn in front row seat because Special Edition is going to give you a sneak preview of Father's Day 1988. In June at Sears, Dad is America's favorite leading man. We'll show you how to set the stage for a store full of merchandise values. And naturally, our leading man has to look the part. So, buyer Jeff Baker takes us to wardrobe for the Great Item dress shirt.
Father's Day and the Great Item dress shirt are made for each other. At regular price, our Oakland Limited cotton-rich broadcloth and Oxford cloth shirts represent an outstanding value. At $6 off, they will be the best value in America. Believe it or not, there is life beyond the white button-down. In fact, there's so much life that you'll have the widest assortment we've ever offered. Price, assortment, now what about quality? The critical element of value. Let me ask you a question. When you think of dress shirts, what two major brands come to mind? If you said, now watch my lips, and, you're right. You see, I can't say and because we can't use their names in advertising. But I've just returned from overseas and witnessed firsthand our Oakton shirts coming off the same production lines as the higher-priced national brands. Quality? You bet. Check your Great Itemizer support package for more specific, important promotional information. At 33 to 47% off, we should be able to meet our goal of 400,000 units during the feature week, June 12th to the 18th. You will be getting a Great Item presentation kit that includes table and back wall signing. Promotional flat tables starting on the main aisle lead to special back wall graphics and cube displays. Along the way, use your creativity to tie in the leading man theme. We've got some suggestions coming up a little later in this special edition. This Great Item shirt will generate lots of footsteps in your Division 33. Capitalize on the opportunities in neckwear and accessories with display ideas that will make it easy for your customer to buy more than a shirt. Thanks in advance for your support of this, the most powerful dress shirt event ever. Together, we'll put America's leading man on the best dressed list.
Yes, the Father's Day script calls for fun, not just for Dad, but for the whole family. What do we mean? Well, customers at the River Oaks store south of Chicago will have to check to make sure they didn't walk into a movie by mistake. Joe Slater, River Oaks store manager, says that the leading man theme is sure to draw rave reviews.
Welcome to Sears Calumet City in the River Oaks Mall. We are guaranteeing our customers the hottest ticket in town when it comes to Father's Day. Not only are there great items throughout the store, there's opening night excitement to make our merchandise stand out. Marisol Zarzik is our visual merchant, and she's here to talk about how we are creating an atmosphere to support the leading man theme.
We've taken some of our ideas from the promotional display standards issued by Department 824, but as always, headquarters leaves each store lots of creative leeway. From the moment customers enter River Oaks, we want to get them into the leading man spirit. So we've recreated a movie theater lobby right down to the popcorn and candy. Instead of tickets, we're making an initial offering of some of our specials, like the free 8x10 family portrait certificate. And for us, the coming attractions include the great items in Divisions 9 and 33, plus the Leading Man sweepstakes. Just like any theater lobby, our entrance is just the beginning of an adventure that carries through the store this Father's Day.
While we'll have award winners in almost every department, the men's store will take center stage. Jeff Baker has already mentioned a major draw, the great item, Oakton Limited Dress Shirt. But there's more. Dick Wasser is the men's store sales manager. Dick, tell us how you've been able to carry out the Leading Man's theme in the men's store.
Well, in the main aisle, the top hat and cane will draw on the principal shopper in the family. And that's Mom. We're making sure that our regular stock, like sport coats, is well maintained. We're keeping racks full and displays accessorized. A sport-coated regular price to go along with the great item dress shirt boosts sales.
I understand we've got some advertised issues and exceptional values in 41 for our Leading Man's more casual roles, too.
Yes, a Slack Spectacular, June 5th to the 18th, coincides with the Father's Day campaign. Our flex area, which we save for special promotions, will feature all slacks at reduced prices. Needless to say, the slacks offer is a display opportunity. We use mannequin alternatives to pair our slacks with Sears' ever-popular PK knit shirt, the #1 Father's Day clothing item. It's on sale June 9th to 11th for $9.99 to $11.99. And Sears 100% cotton slacks in great colors and 3 styles are an exceptional value at 2 for $30.
Now there's another perfect match. Cotton slacks and woven shirts.
That's right. Both the washed Oxford and Indian Madras in 100% cotton are 25 to 30% off for the Father's Day promotional period. Toppers promote the savings, while Leading Man props and signing keeps Father's Day spirits high.
In figuring out ways to have fun with the Leading Man theme here at River Oaks, Mary and her great visual team pulled out all stops in the men's store. Just take a look.
In the men's store, the whole family can share the spotlight with 2 of the movie industry's greatest legends, Marilyn Monroe and John Wayne. An associate with an instant camera captures the moment on film, so a trip to our store becomes a memorable part of Father's Day, 1988. The men's store is also the Leading Man Sweepstakes Center. Entry forms and boxes are here. Props and signing from A24 help make the center a standout. The winner gets a $100 shopping spree, and all stores are encouraged to add to the value of the sweepstakes with prizes of your choice. Be sure to use your in-store resources. Stores with Division 87 will be getting Leading Man popcorn boxes. These make terrific column and end cap displays, as will the theme-related shopping bags you'll get very soon.
The men's store doesn't have a monopoly on Father's Day, of course. Sporting Goods has ideas when Dad or Leading Man goes on location, so to speak.
I'm Jeff Rothy, Retail Marketing Manager at Department 606. We in the Sport Fitness Center have positioned some exciting Father's Day gift ideas just perfect for your customer's Leading Man. For example, whatever Dad's cycling wants or needs are, we've got it covered with our full line of quality bicycles, from single to 12-speed touring models and 10 to 12-speed racers. The 2 most powerful issues in the bike line this June are a complete line of all-terrain bikes for both men and women, and our Sears exclusive Spalding Racer, Touring, and ATV models. Be ready for bike sales with pre-assembled, ready-to-ride bikes that your customer can take with them. Since over 50% of all bike customers buy their bike at the first place they shop, it is essential for you to support their decision with a bike that's ready to ride. If you don't, your competition will. Remember, June is Ready to Ride Month at Sears. For the Leading Man who loves the great outdoors, this new 8x10-foot Hillary cabin tent is just the ticket for summer fun. Show your customers exactly how to make Dad's next camping trip more enjoyable by accessorizing your full-size display tent with a sleeping bag, an air mattress, a propane stove and lantern, and camp furniture. All the comforts of home that make roughing it just a little easier. Finally, what Leading Man wouldn't enjoy playing either badminton or volleyball with this tremendous combination game pack, our DPI for June? an added accessory not usually offered, a free carrying case, will make Dad happy when he packs up his set for storage or to take it with him to the park or the next big match. There they are, just a few ideas and marketing tools we positioned to help you build sales and take care of your customers' leading man in June. And have a great month.
Everyone here at River Oaks is looking forward to Father's Day. We have a super campaign and super merchandise, and that's the best energizer there is for a retail store. We've enjoyed having you visit our store and sharing the excitement of this Father's Day event.
You know, sometimes the leading man wants to get behind the camera instead of in front. We make June the perfect month for Dad to make his directorial debut with Sears' own camcorder. Assistant Marketing Manager Michael Wyczaki fills us in on the camcorder program. And one more great offering in Division 57. You'll agree that excitement in home electronics will reach giant proportions.
That's right. This year in 657 we have two great Father's Day promotions, the camcorder and the giant screen TV. Who remembers what the camcorder did to last year's Father's Day sales? In fact, it was the #1 best-selling item in the history of Sears. But this year it's going to be even better. We're having the same great product, more features, a free $149.99 telephoto lens, and all accessories and case still included, better national advertising, and this year, the cherry on the cake, we're having the national rollout of our new camcorder display. This camcorder display will be shipped to 655 of our stores starting May 9th and completing June 9th, so it'll all be set up and ready for Father's Day. The signing, the brackets, all the hardware comes in one kit, so you just pop it up and set it up and you're ready to go. And don't forget the overhead camcorder end cap sign, which will go over the end cap, which will consist of the camcorder and the 31-inch giant screen TV. And speaking of giant screen TVs, let's take a walk over and look at our new giant screen TV display program. Like the Father's Day camcorder promotion, the key to the Father's Day giant screen TV promotion is, of course, display. Now, you're all familiar with our Wall of Eyes concepts, but for this Father's Day, we're rolling out our new Wall of Big Eyes to house our 25, 26, and 27-inch giant screen TVs. The display consists of a shelf and the bottom TVs on TV stands. Above me, over the corners, are the RCA and Sony foam core letter cutouts, which will emphasize name brand selection here at Sears. The other key display element for the giant screen is, of course, for the projection TVs, the BOJ risers. This allows the TVs to be brought up to the proper viewing angle. The last key element to the giant screen TV display is, of course, the point-of-purchase film. This, along with the camcorder and the two X6 great item point-of-purchase films, allows you to emphasize that Father's Day truly is a store-wide event.
Sears nominates Dad, America's favorite leading man.
It's the leading man theme that will give our stores the dazzle of a premiere showing. In Division 9, the Great Item Craftsman Drill is a shoo-in for Best Gift Idea in the Do-It-Yourself category. Group Visual Manager Grayson Williams is here in the studio to give us the details.
The 2 weeks of Father's Day gift selling will produce 46% of our June business in Division 9. Let's do something different and exciting that is appealing to the gift purchaser, the female customer. Create aisles of gifts with every end cap treated as a gift bar. Start with gifts under $10, featuring hand tools from the back wall and other smaller ticket items from your department. Toolboxes, glue guns, and screwdrivers are gifts any dad would welcome at under $25. Gifts under $35 offers an electric drill. Show a 40-piece bit set and double your ticket. Keep the vac charged and let the customer try it herself. Cordless tools are new and offer tremendous gift-giving potential. A tool chest and cabinet is an excellent gift item. Accessorize with tools and perhaps a clean oil rag. Add a gift atmosphere to the mechanic's tool set. Sell a tool chest as an add-on sale. A wet or dry shop vac is a natural. Mom will recognize this as a great idea. Show add-on accessories to build the ticket. An air compressor has many applications and just as many possible add-on sales. Benchtop tools are great gift items. Be sure to include needed accessories in your presentation. Let's build interest and excitement with creative displays. Make it a special time for the hardware department with our own aisle of gifts.
Thanks, Grayson. Take some cues from this special edition, but don't hesitate to write your own scenes for Father's Day 1988. With the Leading Man support package and your good ideas, we'll all be ready to give that award-winning performance that Dad deserves. As they say in show business, break a leg.
TET, that extra touch. What is it? How does one acquire it? Why is it so important? This videotape will answer those questions. While viewing, you will notice that the display fixtures used are among the most current Department 824 now offers through First Impressions and Fashion Expression update brochures issued every month. But don't forget that TET works just as well with displays from previous seasons, as seen here. TET is not the salad, but the dressing. Not the steak, it's the salt and pepper. It's not just the potato, but the butter and sour cream. Not the ice cream, but all the topping. So if everyone is quite full, let's see TET in action. File this, Miss Smith. And Miss Smith does just that. TET is hard at work here in this filing cabinet vignette. Note the tie in place on the shirt. The sleeve is tucked neatly away under S, and the purse under P for pleasing touch. Now some shoes, sunglasses and bracelets, and TET transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. In Shogun, even a wizard would envy the ease in which TET transforms this ancient display treatment into something new and exciting for today. It creates an exciting issue or color story becoming dominant and effective that is a time-saving display. And don't forget the back needs treatment too, to make a full statement of total TET. No, it's not magic, but it certainly will seem that way to our customers. With our pink girls with curls, they get a real boost when treated with TLC and TET. A fold here in the slot for the slacks and a tuck there with the shirt. The only tricky part about Silver Unicorn for girls will be keeping our merchandise in stock. The addability of a special slot wall bracket shows how quickly they slip into place. And notice how the fully displayed back wall presentation gives us an in-stock dramatic look. This grid is a high-tech display that is easily adaptable from equipment in your store. The grid installation is quick and extremely versatile. By adding the hang bars, we create dimension and it expands the merchandise area. It creates dominance in a mini-shop concept all its own. TET is demonstrated here with the help of our styrofoam form. Accessorized with belt and scarf. Now, let's add a few more belts, some leg warmers, and our exercise mannequins. There, that's got it. TET, a real show-off, a real showstopper, and it's no problem. Just when you thought your displays needed something, these oversized clothespins will come to the surface. These pins, especially designed for use with the grid system, really allow TET to take a big bite out of your display installation time. When combined with colorful merchandise accessories, like these belts, for example, we create a dominant look. A look that says, we've got it and lots of it. And you'll look great in it. It seems that everything in today's business has to be done faster, and that includes the display business. But the adjustable hanger displayer is so easy to implement with merchandise that even a salesperson could do it in minutes. It creates a vibrant, dominant merchandising statement. By adding a little flair with the sleeve and the neck scarf, TET expounds that someone took a moment to make it better. Our junior mannequin sure looks great at the disco, but she looks even better when performing in our new junior shop. Let's watch her getting dressed for the party. TET is sure to show up here. There, the beads, that's it. What a performance, and the leg warmers too. Of course, TET is stealing the show again. Our junior mannequin is only a part of the story in the junior shop. The trio displayer. TET can really shine here. This display fixture allows our merchandise to do all the talking. And when you treat this threesome with TET, something wonderful can occur. Add-on sales. Yes, properly accessorized, we not only sell the shirts and slacks, but also the caps and bags. Let's watch as TET works more magic in the junior shop. TET fever. Catch it. It goes a long way.
Mannequins. Silent salespeople. These figures are real contributors to Sears' image. They help convert browsers into buyers by attractively displaying merchandise. They arouse interest and account for substantial sales when dressed with taste and style. As with any art form, we can only give you some guidelines and pointers for dressing mannequins. It is your personal style and attention to detail that will truly bring the Sears mannequin to life. But before we get to the actual dressing, we have to learn the basics of the mannequin itself. Our own Mary McLeod will demonstrate. Mannequin parts are marked with serial numbers to prevent putting the wrong arms on the wrong bodies, and so on. Gather all the parts you'll need, double-check the numbers, and handle them with care.
Mannequins are very fragile, so I try to work on carpeting. That helps cut down on scratching and breakage. It's fairly easy to drop an arm or a leg the first time you put a mannequin together, and if it falls on the hard floor, it could shatter.
The first step in assembling a mannequin is to attach the lower torso to the base. Place the base on a level surface and attach the vertical rod to the back of the lower torso, making certain the rod you use is the proper length for the mannequin. Most rods are marked top and bottom and are designed to follow the line of one of the legs. Tighten the set screws and check the balance. Next, attach the upper torso to the lower torso. This is generally a knob and key joint. With the upper torso in the side profile position, connect the two halves. A quarter turn, so the top torso is facing front, locks the parts together. Now we need some arms and hands. The arms are attached with a knob key arrangement at the shoulder plate. The hands either twist on or have the same knob key arrangement as the shoulders.
Attaching mannequin parts is often a blind operation, especially when the locking mechanism is inside a long-sleeved shirt or jacket. A little jiggle may be necessary, but don't force it. You could break the arm or ruin the garment. The rule of thumb is, easy does it.
And there we have it, the silent salesperson, fully assembled, though in this state, it'll help to sell very little. Let's learn some of the techniques of mannequin dressing.
The first step in dressing the mannequin is to pick out the fashions and accessories. The monthly Fashion Expressions pages list exactly which items to feature. The Fashion Expression Update shows seasonal displays and hints about everything from tips on accessories to basic how-tos. Good information, not only for the newcomer, but the long-time display people as well. It's an extremely valuable tool.
After you've collected the fashions, it's important to press them carefully. Special attention should be paid to the exposed parts, the cuffs, the collars, the areas that are seen. But the areas that are not seen, if left unpressed, will detract from your final presentation.
For example, the sleeve lining of a coat or jacket is often overlooked. Not pressing that area can make the coat bunch up in the sleeves. Be sure to use a sleeve pressing pad and a little steam. A wrinkle-free sleeve lining really makes for a good-looking final product, a coat that hangs well. It's that attention to detail that makes for a smart, attractive display.
The female mannequin. After you've gathered and pressed the merchandise listed in the Fashion Expressions package, you're ready to dress the mannequin. Begin with the legs. Before attaching the lower torso to its stand, turn the leg upside down and put on the hosiery.
What I do to prevent the hosiery from bunching up at the heels when I put on the shoes is stretch the hosiery out from the toes, give it a twist, then fold it back and tape the excess to the bottom of the foot.
Add the shoes, making sure the hose don't wrinkle at the heels. Now attach the lower torso to the base. Be sure to lock the set screws, top and bottom. If pantyhose are used, pull them up halfway to hip line, as Mary is doing here. For the purposes of this demonstration, we are using a suit which we will put on after attaching the upper torso.
Some of today's mannequins have permanent wigs. If this is the case, I put a plastic bag over the head before slipping on the garment to avoid harming the wig or the fashion. It's a simple trick and will save a great deal of time later on.
We are now ready to put on the slip. Simply drop the slip down over the head and torso and position on the shoulders. Next, put on the blouse. Start buttoning from the bottom, but only halfway up to leave room to put the arms in place. Next, add the jacket. In the case of long sleeves, pull the blouse sleeves through the jacket sleeves, making sure they're not twisted. Now you're ready to put on the arms. Be sure the hands are not attached. Slip each arm down through the upper part of the sleeves and attach at the shoulder. Then finish buttoning the blouse. The mannequin is now dressed, ready for detailing. Check the seams, the buttons, the zippers, making sure that all the lines are straight and natural.
I really check those details. I want it to look perfect, so I look for stray threads and remove them. Then I remove or hide any tags or sales tickets, anything that may detract from the mannequin's overall look. After reviewing the fashion expressions, I add the featured accessories. Don't hurry at this point. This is where you can really add personality. A scarf, a bracelet, earrings, a necklace, maybe a magazine or sunglasses or a camera. Those finishing touches that enhance the mannequin's appearance and tell a story. The details that sell.
Let's move on to the male mannequin. As we did with the female mannequin, consult the Fashion Expressions pages and collect the merchandise. In this case, a suit. Press everything, giving extra attention to the shirt cuffs, collar, and front. Again, it is important to press the sleeve lining of the coat, as well as the lapels. Now turn the lower torso upside down. From this position, Put on the socks. Shoes. And trousers. You'll need to measure the inseam and arrange for a quick cuff in the pants.
Measuring the inseam is easy. Just measure from the inside of the crotch down to just about an inch from the heel of the shoe. Be sure to press the pants before putting them on the mannequin, another one of those all-important details.
Most men's mannequins have the base rod located at the lower part of the calf. Simply raise the pants leg and secure the rod. Again, don't forget to tighten the set screws. Attach the upper torso without the arms and put on your pressed shirt, buttoning it halfway up. Make sure the buttons are centered, then pin tails securely from the back. Pull the trousers up, then zip and fasten them around the tucked-in shirt.
With today's mannequins, sizing is less of a problem than it used to be. Most men's mannequins take a 40 regular suit with 34 medium pants. If there is a problem with the fit, a simple pin in the waist of the pants in the back will give a firm fit.
Add a belt, and you're ready for the arms. Attach the arms in the same manner as we saw earlier, pulling the shirt sleeves through the jacket sleeves and pushing the arms down through both. Remember to be careful when attaching the arms to the shoulder plate. Add the hands.
The tie. Most of us know how to tie a tie while looking in a mirror, but doing it straight on can present some rather interesting problems. The Fashion Expression Update has several step-by-step illustrated pages that make it easy. All it takes is practice.
Button the coat, smooth out the wrinkles, and straighten the seams. Tuck all the wrinkles on the sleeve of the jacket at the elbow. Now add the accessories, a pocket square, a watch, the details. The last thing, the hair. Attach the wigs and brush them out.
Don't hurry with the hair. Use the proper styling brush and be creative.
The last step? Step back and admire your work. Check for details that can bring life to your display. In just a few minutes, we've covered the basics of mannequin dressing. Press, dress, and pay attention to details. Use the Sears Fashion Expressions pages. They will help in picking seasonal and sale merchandise and the accessories that accent those fashions. Remember, tell a story. The mannequin tells the Sears customer so much. It highlights our sales. It shows our quality. It sells. Your creativity can make the difference. Have fun. Now, go turn some heads.
My baby makes me proud, and Lord, don't she make me proud. She never makes a scene by hanging all over me in a crowd. 'Cause people like to talk, and Lord, don't they love to talk. But when they turn down the lights, I know she'll be leaving with me. But when we get behind closed doors and she lets her hair hang down.
And he makes me glad of who I am.
Oh, no one knows what goes on behind closed doors.
My baby makes me smile. Lord, don't he make me smile. He's never far away or too tired to say that I want you. 'Cause he's always a man, and just like a man should be. And when they turn out the lights, I know he'll be leaving with me.
And when we get behind closed doors, and she lets her hair hang down,
and he makes me glad of who I am.
oh, no one knows what goes on behind closed doors. Behind closed doors.
Now that's an eye-catching display, and that's important because everywhere you look, you see stores vying for the customer's attention. Retailers use displays to create impact, generate enthusiasm, and induce customers to buy. Nowhere is this more noticeable than in apparel merchandising of men's, women's, and children's fashions. The appealing display of the product is an extremely important element of the sale. Fashion retailing is a competitive business, and we have to be smart, aggressive merchandisers to succeed against the tough competition that you see in your market every day. You have a dramatic impact on the success of that fashion merchandising effort at Sears. There are a few simple things you can do to ensure that your fashion area looks attractive for your customers every day. This video covers 5 key aspects of fashion merchandising. We'll see what they are, how to use them, and discuss the simple things that you can do to keep them working effectively in your store. We'll start by discussing the general concepts of issue merchandising and color merchandising. Then we'll focus in on the back walls, the strike zones, and the fashion expression areas of the sales floor. Basically, issue merchandising is the grouping of like goods together on the sales floor. It's a collection of merchandise that is related in some way. For example, it could be a product-related issue, such as men's slacks. The issue might be related by style, such as 2-piece jacket dresses. It might be related by fabric, such as men's flannel shirts, or fleece robes in Division 38. Or it could be related by brands, such as our Goolagong activewear. All of these are examples of merchandising issues. In some cases, issue merchandising also means putting together products that work well together, and that are or can be sold together. This would include the coordinate and assortment merchandise found in our Stephanie and Teagues branded collections. Men's hats, scarves, and gloves, on the other hand, are good examples of non-branded assortment merchandising. Whatever the issue, garments usually are organized in the general to the specific, and the typical issue normally follows a pattern running from silhouette to style to color, and then finally to size. Color merchandising is exactly what the name implies, the grouping of items together by color. These can be either similar products, a traditional example of which is sweaters, or they can be products that would work well together, such as a women's coordinate group that includes pants, skirts, and tops. Notice that color merchandising includes color families and combinations, not just solid colors. Since most issues come in more than one color, color merchandising simply is a more specialized form of issue merchandising. There's a basic form of color merchandising. It's called color blocking. Products are displayed in a single color group, like this quad rack, in cubes, on shelves, in bins, or on walls. To maximize impact, color blocking is usually used on items with lots of tonnage. Color merchandising racks try to keep color families, such as pastels versus brights and similar colorations, together if possible. The importance of the back walls cannot be overstated. They are integral elements of each department that identify an area by making a strong visual impression on the customer. In essence, back walls define the area, make a dramatic statement about the product, and convey the message that Sears is definitely in the business of selling that product. Back walls should create a strong visual interest, which provides the primary motivation that draws customers off the main aisles into and throughout the department. Back walls provide the backdrop for all other merchandising techniques and are examples of issue merchandising at its best. Our competition usually has smaller, narrower stores with 3 walls close together. We only have 1 wall per department, so it has got to be the best it can be. Since dominance of product is the key objective of every back wall display, you want to limit the number of issues so the fashion message is clear. The height of merchandise on wall displays is critical as well. You want to merchandise as high as possible for visibility, yet still keep the products accessible to the customer. Also, the top of the merchandise on the uppermost row should be even. Long runs of product should be enhanced with display breaks, which are used to highlight the merchandise. The inclusion of signs, graphics, mannequins, and other elements in these breaks add impact to the back wall. Spotlights are frequently used to draw attention to the individual elements of wall displays. Be sure they're focused on the right merchandise. Most back wall displays are continually changing. As new items arrive in your department, they should go onto the back wall. The old goods should come off the wall and onto the immediately adjacent racks. The racks are then constantly consolidated according to color and issue. A specific guidance for your back wall treatments is given in Fashion Expressions. A strike zone is a focal point for an entire shop. It generates interest by creating a break on the sales floor from the rows of space-saver racks. Strike zones are designed for one of 2 purposes. First, there are the hot issues, normally your most high-fashion merchandise that will remain in place as long as your marketplace supports it, such as this presentation of Levi's 501s. The other type of strike zone is a permanent location for a high-profile Sears national brand, such as Stephanie. The strike zones are not meant for tonnage. Instead, they're designed for impact, for the fashion statement of a strong, dominant issue. The merchandise is normally displayed on freestanding fixtures or walls containing upright panels for dominant signing. The height and width of these panels interrupts the pattern of a well-gridded department, setting the area apart. Contrasting carpeting also helps to define the strike zone area and further set it apart. The addition of racks or glass cubes on the carpet areas helps to create a complete shop within the strike zone. Other fixtures and equipment can then vary according to the merchandise arrangement policy recommendations for the specific merchandise. Strike zones employ overhead signing for additional impact and use spotlights to help bring color and merchandise alive. Fashion Expressions is a monthly publication that addresses the appropriate and fashionable use of mannequins and display elements to highlight those issues that are most important to each department. These areas create focal points that show the merchandise to its best advantage, and Fashion Expressions helps you to work with the display department to dress them properly. It provides photos of recommended main aisle and back wall mannequin presentation treatments that you should implement, and it also shows photos of mannequin alternatives. When implementing fashion expressions, remember that these displays should always be accessorized for maximum impact. Accessorizing should encourage customers to shop, not deter them from shopping. Thus, it's most effective when done simply and moderately. Mannequin displays should always be signed and should be updated as new merchandise is received to keep them looking timely and fresh. In addition to detailing mannequin treatments, Fashion Expressions illustrates how to accentuate and work with your end caps and also wall displays. Copies of Fashion Expressions are available through the display department or from your sales manager. Regardless of whether products are issue merchandised or color merchandised, whether they're on the back wall, cubed, and strike zones, or on grid racks, there are 3 techniques that you should always implement to reinforce the overall merchandising effort. The first of these is layering. Layering is the combining of 2 or 3 items on a single hanger to create outfits that give customers an idea of how the merchandise can be worn. Layering demonstrates the versatility of garments. It quickly suggests mix and match possibilities, and it also encourages add-on sales. Layering is most frequently used when issue merchandising, and it can be done on any fixture or display element. When done on a column with a broad shoulder wardrobe hanger, a complete outfit may be shown. It very visibly highlights surrounding merchandise. When done on space saver racks, layering is used on the first slot of the waterfall facing the main aisle. A second technique is known as blocking. Blocking ensures that your shelves are full, neat, and ready for business. To block merchandise, simply pull the goods forward on hooks or trays so they look as full as possible. It's a simple technique, but one that makes well-shopped displays look neat and attractive. The final technique is known as feathering. The opposite of blocking, feathering helps give the impression that the racks aren't too full of merchandise. Racks that are too full may discourage the customer and may imply that the product is of inferior quality. To feather a rack, simply put your fingers between the hangers and spread them out evenly on the arm. This not only makes things look less crowded, but it also prevents garments from being jammed so closely together that they don't hang smoothly or properly and are difficult to remove from the rack. Signing is extremely important to the merchandising effort. Signs help identify products, prices, or sizes. In the women's store, the role of signing on racks clearly establishes the primary size ranges by copy and coloration. In children's, line IDs more precisely inform the customer of specific size ranges. Signs also announce your promotional efforts, and they help communicate the feature story about specific products or lines. It's important that these signs are accurate and contain the right factual information about the product. Finally, they should be correct, which means displayed with the proper merchandise on the right rack and priced where appropriate. Because the merchandise in your department is continually changing, it's important that the signs constantly be checked to maintain these criteria and to keep them up to date. How does all this affect you? Simple. While headquarters sets up display and merchandising guidance according to the principles we've just discussed, the daily upkeep of the floor is essential, and that's an ongoing part of your job. For example, a customer may have returned the wrong item to a branded strike zone. They might have placed an incompatible color on a merchandise rack or replaced the wrong product in an issue merchandise display. Recognizing each problem, you can quickly correct it to bring the floor back to normal. And that'll not only make things more convenient for the customer, it will also help you sell more merchandise. Now, when you recognize problems early, you can fix them quickly to prevent them from getting out of hand. And that's important, because once displays get totally messed up, it takes a lot more time to straighten them out. And that's the kind of time you just don't have. You do have time, however, to do your part. And it's important to our mutual success in fashion merchandising at Sears. After all, exciting programs have been designed and implemented to capture the customer's attention and encourage them to make their apparel purchases at Sears. By understanding these 5 key merchandising concepts, issue merchandising, color merchandising, back wall, strike zones, and fashion expressions, and supporting them with the general techniques we discussed, you can help keep those programs working effectively, no matter which apparel department you're in. So make the time for simple housekeeping and tidy up the sales floor every day. Keep your department organized the way it's supposed to be, and together we can succeed in today's highly competitive fashion marketplace.
Hello.
Hi.
Will you be using your Shopko loyalty card today?
I am. A smile on your face, a friendly hello, offering help, saying thank you. That's good customer service. But at Shopko, we're different. We exceed those customer service expectations. Have you ever been in a store where the cashier seemed bothered by you or didn't greet you or smile? That probably left you feeling like you don't want to go back there again. The front end is often the first and last impression our customers have, so it's important to deliver fast and friendly service. Today you're going to see the kind of service that we give at Shopko, at the front end and throughout the store. Let's begin at the front end. Watch the interactions, see how the teammate interacts with the customer to create a lasting and positive impression.
I'll take you right here. Hello.
Hi.
Will you be using your Shopko loyalty card today?
I will.
Awesome. Thank you. There you are.
Thank you.
Oh, excuse me 1 second, please. Star courtesies to the registers, please. Star courtesies to the registers. Thank you. And the bag. Thank you for shopping at Shopko. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
That's great customer service. Did you see how she greeted the customer? Asked if she would be using her Shopko loyalty card, then thanked her for shopping at Shopko. She even called Star Courtesy when she saw the line getting longer. Your interactions should be consistent from customer to customer. Be sincere. Show real interest in how the customer is doing and that you value their business. Offer to help them. Be friendly, patient, and have a positive attitude. You just saw a great example of customer service at the register. Now, let's see how it's done at the customer service desk.
Hello. Hi. How can I help you?
Just a couple of returns.
Okay. Did you have your receipt?
I do not.
Okay. Did you have your Shopko loyalty card or a credit or a debit card?
My loyalty card.
Okay. I'll take that. Thank you. There you go. Thank you for shopping at Shopko. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
The service desk can have many things happening at once. Teammates must be able to handle this type of stress, multitask, and all the while remaining friendly and cheerful. Establish great customer service on the sales floor. Greet customers when they're within 10 floor tiles from you. Acknowledge them by establishing eye contact, smiling, and greeting them.
Hi, is there anything I can help you find today?
Yes, I'm looking for the canning supplies.
It's just right over here. Let me show you.
Thank you. Make them feel welcome. Show that you value their business. Treat customers in a way that encourages them to come back and shop again. Your interactions with customers should be consistent from customer to customer.
Hi, is there anything I can help you find today?
Oh, no, thank you.
All right, I'm just going to be over here if you need anything.
Thank you.
Sincerely offer to help the customer. Offer to take the customer to the product or have it brought to the register. Offer further assistance and always thank the customer. It's important to acknowledge and help customers, even if you're busy working on another task. Always stop to help customers. Customer service is our top priority. Always greet them, offer to help. Always thank them for shopping at Shopko. Be friendly, patient, and have a positive attitude. Take what you've seen today and use it every time you interact with customers. Now it's your turn. Get out there and give great customer service.
Now that you're a member of the Toys R Us team, I'd like to talk to you about one of the most important parts of your job. In every task that you perform, we will expect you to be honest, be alert for any loss, and take care of company property. In other words, we're counting on you to be part of our loss prevention team. You don't have to be a loss prevention expert. All you need are these 3 keys: awareness, accuracy, and communication. First, let's define some loss prevention terms. The important word here is prevention. By anticipating potential loss situations and identifying them before they happen, we'll achieve our goal of reducing what we call shrink. Shrink means merchandise and money that is lost in our day-to-day operation. This is a problem because increased shrink means decreased profit. All retailers suffer from shrink, but at Toys R Us, we're doing what we can to be the exception to the rule. There are 2 main types of shrink. Internal shrink results from our own employees' error or dishonesty. External shrink is caused by people outside of the company, mainly through burglary and shoplifting. Now, let's talk about those 3 keys to preventing shrink. First, awareness. Awareness means being alert to what's going on around you. The more familiar you become with the store and the way we do business, the easier it will be for you to recognize shrink situations. Believe me, it's not as difficult as it sounds. From the first day on the job, everyone can help prevent potential losses. For example, I always tell my employees that you can't go wrong by providing good customer service.
I always like to go up to the customers and offer to help instead of waiting for them to come to me.
Customers who need help will be happy you're there, and you'll feel good knowing you were able to help.
Every customer likes to feel like they're getting a special treatment, except that that customer is, a would-be thief. But I think if you go up to them and you offer to help, you usually keep them honest.
So remember, good customer service helps all of us. It's the best deterrent to customer theft. Being aware on the job also applies to your fellow employees. Most Toys R Us employees are honest and would never think of taking advantage of the company. Nevertheless, employee dishonesty and theft do occur, so be on the lookout.
Once I found some radios hidden near the back door where they shouldn't have been, so I told one of my managers. I feel like anyone who's stealing from the company is stealing from me too.
The last company I worked for had a lot of dishonest employees, and they're out of business now, and I don't want that to happen here because this job is really important to me.
If you should actually witness a suspicious incident that involves a customer or an employee, notify a manager immediately. Do not approach the person yourself or attempt to intervene in any way. And this is very important. Never touch the person or try to physically restrain them. If a crime did occur, it's your manager's responsibility to confront the person and handle the situation. We don't expect you to chase after criminals, but we do depend on your awareness and your commitment to loss prevention. The next key to loss prevention is accuracy. We will expect you to be careful and accurate at every task that you perform, whether it's handling merchandise, money, or paperwork. For example, if you're doing a price change, make sure each item is labeled properly and is marked at the correct price. And while you're on the sales floor, pick up any loose pieces of merchandise that you might find.
Once I found a few pieces to a G.I. Joe on the floor, and instead of throwing the pieces away, we were able to match them up and still sell the item.
When you're working at the cash register, being accurate is especially important.
As long as I'm careful with what I'm doing, I can actually take care of more customers because I make less mistakes. And that's good for both of us.
After being trained, you may be called on to complete certain paperwork, such as price change forms, inventory sheets, and receiving logs. Correct information may save the company thousands of dollars and save you and your managers a lot of headaches.
I always try to take the time to fill out forms correctly, and if I'm not sure about something, I don't fake it. What I do is I ask questions to find out how to do the job right.
By being accurate on the job, you'll prevent losses before they have a chance to happen, and the commitment you show is bound to set a good example for your coworkers. Now, let's look at the measures we take to help you be accurate and to do the best possible job. Toys R Us has standard procedures for just about everything we do, from stocking shelves to bagging merchandise. There are guidelines on how to perform a variety of tasks. I'd like to stress that it's extremely important for you to follow these procedures, and you can expect to get feedback from your managers on how you're doing. We have several different audits to check that procedures are being followed and to ensure that you're doing your job safely and correctly. For example, all cash registers are balanced every day.
If a register doesn't balance to the penny, we note the difference on the cashier record card, and then we make sure to discuss it with the person, because being a couple of dollars off, even though it doesn't sound like much, it really does add up.
Another example is the computer reports that monitor register activity.
These reports let me track every item that the cashiers ring up. This way, every morning I can check the discrepancies against what's actually out on the sales floor.
I'd also like to point out that we conduct periodic locker searches, and we may ask to inspect any employee's purse or package. In addition, we have electronic auditing equipment that we use in our stores. When you're out on the sales floor or in the storeroom, notice the large domes hanging from the ceiling. These contain closed-circuit TV cameras that help us maintain the safe operation of the store. Less noticeable is our data module system that allows a manager to view a video screen containing a picture of a cashier along with an electronic display of each item being rung up. With this system, we can make sure that the items are rung up properly and are sold at the correct price. Let me reassure you that our procedures and audits are intended to help you do your job to the best of your ability. You can do your part by being accurate and always following procedures. Of course, if you have any ideas about how to improve a procedure, please let us know. Don't forget that behind the store's cash registers, counters, and carts are people just like you. Which brings us to the third key to loss prevention: communication. Good communication with your coworkers is the best way to keep Toys R Us a pleasant, safe, and honest place to work.
What I like best about being the designated key carrier is that the cashiers can call me when they need help. And I think it's important for our customers to know that there's someone nearby to keep things running smoothly.
And don't forget that you can always talk to your managers whenever you have a question, problem, or even a suggestion. We're here to help. Another person who plays an important role on our team is the area loss prevention manager.
Hi. Toys R Us has a number of ways to keep every employee informed and involved in our loss prevention effort. I'm personally involved in selecting topics for the store's monthly Loss Prevention Committee meeting. At each meeting, managers and employees discuss such topics as proper cash handling and accurate price labeling. Each store also creates what we call an action plan. At the beginning of each year, this action plan sets out goals for reducing shrink during the upcoming year. The emphasis is again on team effort and involvement. We also have a poster program that keeps employees involved in shrink awareness every day. Employees submit their own designs to a contest, and every 2 months, the winning poster is professionally reproduced and displayed in every Toys R Us store. We always encourage you to talk with your store managers or your loss prevention manager whenever you witness a suspicious incident. But if you're uncomfortable in any way, or you wish to remain anonymous, there is still someone you can talk to. Toys R Us has set up a 24-hour silent witness hotline. This 1-800 number connects you directly to the national office. You can leave a message regarding any incident or concern you may have, but you do not have to leave your name. I'd like to stress this point again. The silent witness program is completely confidential. when it comes to preventing a loss, your identity is not important, but your commitment is. In recognition of your loss prevention efforts, Toys R Us will issue a partnership award to qualified employees who provide information leading to the termination of another employee for theft or other crimes. The award is at least $200 or up to 10% of the case value and is issued with a certificate of appreciation. As with the silent witness, this award is strictly confidential. Toys R Us has made a commitment to loss prevention, and now that you're part of our team, I'm confident you'll do the same.
Well, there you have it. We've talked about how awareness, accuracy, and communication are your keys to being an important part of our loss prevention program. So what are the benefits of preventing losses and reducing shrink? The benefit is this. Every dollar saved means an extra dollar of profit that we get to keep. By we, I mean you and the rest of our Toys R Us team. The more honest the work environment, the more profitable our business will become. And that means you'll be able to work more hours, earn more money, and enjoy more benefits. They say that honesty is the best policy, and at Toys R Us, we take our policy 3 steps further, with awareness, accuracy, and communication, your keys to loss prevention.
Got arms of steel, abs of rock. My strength is unreal. I never get mocked. Oh no. Pretty girls walk by as they catch my eye. They stare at me like they're high as a kite. Wait until they see me at the bar this Friday night playing guitar. Wooing them with romantic songs all night long. Oh yeah, it's a construction zone. Lots of men that are toned. No women to be seen. Stay lean. Wait for a queen. All week work hard. Hit the bars up to meet my queen of hearts. Work a construction job, pound nails and burn carbs. Mostly a bore, till I saw a heartthrob. She was from the front office, in high heels, stepping over trusses. She stopped me in my tracks. I had a near heart attack. Oh yeah. She glanced my way and waved. I'll never be the same. It's a construction zone. Lots of men that are toned. No women to be seen. Stay lean. Wait for a queen. All week work hard. Hit the bars, hope to meet my queen of hearts. Been working so hard, questioned this job right from the start. The money's not great. The more time passes, everything aches. Breaking my back. To my surprise, the girl in high heels from the office came back. She asked me to take her to dinner. Looks like I found a winner. It's a construction zone. Lots of men that are toned. No women to be seen. Stay lean. Wait for a queen. All week work hard. Hit the bars, hope to meet my queen of hearts. It's a construction zone. Lots of men that are toned. No women to be seen. Stay lean. Wait for a queen. All week work hard. Hit the bars, hope to meet my queen of hearts. Oh yeah.
Hi. Hey, thanks for sending me this video.
Dude, yeah, ain't it some wild stuff?
Yeah, that's some pretty wild stuff, all right. Oh, hey, let's send it to Joanne.
Dude, yes, get it.
What in the... This is horrible. Why would John send me something so disgusting?
Has Joanne responded yet?
Oh, you know, no, she hasn't. I don't know what the problem is. This is a pretty funny video.
Her loss.
Yeah.
Texting me that disgusting video just made me feel awful. How could he be so insensitive? I don't think I want to work there anymore.
Hi, I'm Vikas Miller. Our associates should never have to deal with something like this. This type of behavior from any Waffle House associate is out of line and will not be tolerated. When you are at Waffle House, you can't show coworkers or anyone videos, pictures, jokes, or anything of a sexual nature. This also extends to texting and emailing. You can't send any message or pictures of a sexual nature. This may also apply when you're off duty. Today we want to show you different situations to better reinforce what is not allowed under our sexual harassment and Smart Start policies. We will also tell you what you can do if you feel like you're being harassed. Here at Waffle House, we want everyone to work in an environment they find safe and free of harassment and discrimination. We simply won't tolerate this behavior. Okay, this is the official legal definition of sexual harassment. It is unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature, such as sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature. When it comes to sexual or any harassment, it's what the victim believes is harassment, not the intent of the other person. That means if something is intended to be a joke and not harmful, but the person hearing the joke is offended, then this could be judged as harassment. And if you join in or laugh at an offending joke, you also could be in violation of our harassment policies.
Hey Becky, how's it going?
I'm fine, thanks.
Hey, let me help you with that.
I got it. Thanks.
Hey Becky.
Hey, can you just...
Hey.
Can you excuse me, please?
Excuse me.
I can't stand working with him. He won't keep his hands off of me. He should just do his job and leave me alone. I just want to be left alone.
This male associate's behavior clearly violates our sexual harassment policy. It's not okay for an associate to give unwelcome hugs, rubs, massages, or have any other unwelcome physical contact with another associate. If anyone says or does anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, you should tell that person to stop immediately and report that person's behavior to the associate hotline. Steps will be taken to stop the conduct and arrangements made so the reporting associate and the accused will be separated until the investigation is completed. Once your sexual harassment complaint is reported, it will be assigned to an investigator. If it is determined that the person accused of misconduct violated our sexual harassment policy, that person will be subject to disciplinary action and will likely be terminated.
You smell really good. What's that perfume you're wearing? It smells really sexy. I don't know. It's just something cheap I picked up. You know, I love looking at you. You're such a hot body. Let's go out sometime. What do you like to do? Sorry, but you're not my type. Oh, come on, gorgeous. Why don't you give me a try? What part of no don't you understand? Look, when I see something that I want, I usually don't stop until I get it. I wish Pam would stop hitting on me and just do her job. I cannot put up with this for the rest of the shift. Why does she not understand that I'm not interested in her? When I say no, I mean no.
Unwelcome sexual comments or advances to an associate or touching an associate in an unwelcome manner is forbidden. No means no, period. No associate should be subjected to this type of behavior. If anyone says or does anything of a sexual nature that makes you feel uncomfortable, immediately report the incident to the associate hotline, regardless of the gender of the person involved.
Hey, Donna.
Hey, Gary.
Hi, can I talk to you about getting some more hours?
Sure, why don't you grab this trash? We'll talk on the way to the dumpster.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the hours, too, Donna. I really appreciate
Gary,
it.
if you need those hours, I'm going to need you to do something for me.
Okay,
Why
whatever
don't you
want.
come over after work? We can discuss this.
Okay, why are you touching me? No, I can't. I have a wife at home and a
No,
newborn.
Gary, your wife doesn't need to know. You can come over. We'll have a few drinks. Who knows what else might happen?
Okay, Donna, you're my boss.
You're
no.
not going to get any hours then.
A manager can never deny an associate any job benefits such as request for more hours or to work a certain shift, or a pay raise or promotion because the associate refuses to comply with the manager's sexual request. In addition, it is our policy that no manager may ever date any associate in their management chain of command. This type of behavior is forbidden and should be reported to the associate hotline. Okay, let's see what happens next.
Okay, why am I not on the schedule? She took me off the schedule completely? You know what? I'm done with this job. I quit. Okay? I'm not gonna be treated like that. You know what? I'll just go find another job.
This manager's behavior must be reported to the hotline. It is a violation of our retaliation policy for a manager to take a negative employment action, such as reducing the associate's work hours, removing the associate from the work schedule, assigning less desirable job duties, or disciplining or terminating the associate's employment solely because the associate reports a sexual harassment or discrimination complaint. Now, because of this, we may have lost a good associate. Managers who engage in this type of behavior will be subject to discipline up to and including termination. Even subtle, less obvious retaliation will not be tolerated. Even being unfriendly to an associate, if it is done solely because that associate reported workplace misconduct, can be considered retaliation. Unlawful retaliation undermines the entire Smart Start system. It destroys it. For this reason, termination is almost always the result.
Morning, Bob. Welcome to Waffle House. Good morning, Bob. Would you like to try one of the manager's specials again?
I don't know. Are you one of the manager's specials? How'd you like to go out with me tonight?
How about you just let me take your order, okay?
Come on, Sally. I can show you a good time.
Sally, I got this. Bob, you can't touch our associates like that.
Hey, I was just trying to show her a little southern hospitality. She's just one of those oversensitive types.
I told you before, I cannot keep telling you this.
Jeez, okay. I didn't mean any harm. I promise I won't do it anymore.
Okay then, are you ready to order?
Bob is always hitting on us. It makes me really uncomfortable, and I'm very glad that John stepped in and did something about it.
This customer's behavior was very inappropriate. Our sexual harassment policy doesn't just apply to associates, it extends to customer behavior as well. Associates do not have to put up with a customer's sexual comments or being touched. These are the steps you should follow if this type of situation occurs. First, don't argue with the customer or escalate the situation. Second, if one of them is on duty, have your unit or district manager step in. Third, if they are not on duty, have another associate take the customer's order. Fourth, call the hotline. And finally, 5, call the unit or district manager and inform them of what happened. If you see, hear, or have been subjected to any type of harassment, discrimination, or retaliation, report it immediately to the associate hotline. The company wants to know, indeed needs to know, when you feel you're the victim of harassment, discrimination, or retaliation. If you do not tell us, we can't help. Trained, unbiased investigators handle every single complaint. Any associate or manager that violates company policies will be subject to disciplinary action up to and including termination. Remember, anytime you believe you are being subjected to sexual harassment, call the associate hotline. And together we'll keep Waffle House America's place to eat and America's place to work. Thanks for your attention to this video.
Unless you've been locked up in a time capsule of some kind, you probably have a good idea of what sexual harassment is. But that hasn't stopped it from occurring.
Sexual harassment occurs when certain behaviors, gestures, words, or actions of a sexual nature are or become unwelcome. What's welcome or unwelcome is what makes this issue very complicated.
I just always assume what's welcome to me is welcome to others, but I guess that's probably not a good gauge.
No, you're right, it's not. While one person may not mind a stare or a whistle, another may.
One person may appreciate an off-color joke and another may not.
A suggestive picture or a poster may not offend one woman or guy, but it may another.
While you can give a hug or a friendly kiss to one person, you may offend another if you do that. As I'm sure you know, there are two different types of sexual harassment. The first, quid pro quo harassment, is where a person in a position of authority, like a supervisor or a manager, threatens an employee with a demotion, or even promises a promotion or some type of favor in return for a sexual favor.
Now, if you have a boss that tells you look great in a certain outfit, well, that's probably not sexual harassment. But if you have a boss that suggests that you become involved with him or her in a personal way as a way to get ahead or to keep your job secure, quid pro quo.
It's the second type of harassment, hostile work environment, that is the far more common form of sexual harassment.
The harasser can be you, your supervisor, coworker, vendor, or even a customer.
Hostile environment sexual harassment exists when a person is subjected to sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, or some kind of visual, verbal, or physical conduct of a sexual nature that's unwelcome, or it's sufficiently severe or pervasive to affect the condition of the victim's employment and creates an abusive working environment.
Now, what we'd like to do first is show some examples of, well, fairly common work situations where one person sees an action or behavior as unwelcome. The first we'll call artistic freedom.
I walked by those pictures every day. I made a few remarks, you know, like how tacky. A lot of good that did.
I had to keep my girl covered up. Hey, Davida, what do you think? Too little? Too much?
It's too much, Sam. Way too much.
Think so? Maybe next time I won't worry about covering so much up.
Yeah.
She never seemed to mind before. She was always looking at him and laughing. If it bothered her, I wish she would have said something.
Okay, I don't even need to say in general on this one. None of us should have anything that's off-color or of a sexual nature posted either on a bulletin board or on a wall, or even on the screensaver on your computer.
The woman, she let him know she didn't appreciate his sense of art, but he just didn't want to hear it.
That's a very good observation. The challenge each of us faces in stopping sexual harassment is to make the effort to notice and to look for what might be perceived by others as unwelcome, and then stopping whatever that action or behavior might be.
The next vignette that we have for you is called You Gotta Keep Trying.
I said no. Now, nicely at first. You know, I figured there's no need to hurt her feelings or anything. But then she asked again. So I thought maybe I was too friendly or something, so I said no again. This time, though, not very nice. So what happens? I get cookies at home, then notes. Look at this one. I know that you like hockey. I have front row tickets for Saturday's playoff. I bet you won't be able to pass this one up. Let me know today.
Hello, it's Lisa.
Lisa, Brandon. Lisa, listen, I told you, no. Okay, I'm not interested. I already have a girlfriend, all right?
But think about it. It's front row tickets. I'm not going to take no for an answer. Why don't you think about it tonight and get in touch with me first thing in the morning. All right? Bye.
Lisa.
Brandon's just a nice guy. I thought we'd have a good time. No big deal. So he said no a few times. Harassing the guy? Now that's just ridiculous.
I don't think she's really harassing him either.
Well, I know that would really bother me. You shouldn't have to feel uncomfortable like that at work.
So, you don't want guys you meet through work to ask you on a date?
Well, I don't mind that, but it's when they keep asking over and over and over.
You know, if a person asks for a date, it's most likely not sexual harassment. In fact, it happens all the time at work.
The question of welcomeness enters in when a person asks for a date repeatedly after you have clearly and firmly stated you're not interested. Once that happens, the behavior certainly may constitute hostile work environment sexual harassment.
His first no to her should have been enough information for her to at least question whether the behavior was welcome. Let's look at the jokes on you.
They're vulgar and offensive. I know some people think I'm too straight and narrow, and I should just walk away or don't listen. Well, sometimes it's not so easy.
Good one. I like that.
I sent that message because I just wanted to lighten things up in the office. I figured if it didn't bother me, then surely it wouldn't offend anyone else.
Now, that sounds like what Stan said earlier. If I don't mind, they shouldn't mind, right?
But that's a rule of thumb you really can't go by.
Jokes, cartoons, or the ever-popular email jokes on your computer that are sexual in nature, they have no place in the workplace. And in fact, they may contribute to a hostile environment regardless of who sent them.
I feel a little like a broken record here, but it's the impact on the person on the receiving end that determines sexual harassment, not our own intent or judgment of what's acceptable.
And that's really important to remember. Intent is irrelevant. The impact on another person is the only thing that matters.
So, I can say that's not what I intended till I'm blue in the face, but I'm still accountable for my behavior at work.
Exactly. Next is the legend.
Because other women here don't mind Ron's legendary bear hugs, doesn't mean it's okay with me.
Jenny?
Hi.
How are you?
Pretty good. How about you?
You look great.
Thank you.
Are you still dating that punk?
Steve, you mean?
Yep.
You betcha.
I
don't think so, buddy. Hey, where's those tickets you keep promising me?
Patience, my friend. Good things come to those who wait. Allie!
Ron, how are you?
Look how professional she is. Isn't she cute? Give me a hug.
A hug isn't going to make my day any better, Ron.
A hug makes everybody's day better. Didn't your mama ever teach you that?
All I ever hear is what a great guy I am. This gal doesn't want a hug, and now I can't hug anyone else? I just don't get it.
I suppose that could be a hostile environment, but it seems pretty harmless.
Maybe. Although, it was fairly clear that the woman found the hug unwelcome. She clearly stated her preference by extending her hand. Then she says,
A hug isn't going to make my day any better, Ron.
these are the kinds of signals which each of us has the responsibility to acknowledge and respond to, even if we happen to disagree.
The woman has clearly given notice that the behavior is unwelcome. If it were to continue, it could constitute hostile work environment sexual harassment. This next one, odd man out, is a little more difficult.
No, he's never said anything even slightly rude to me or even asked me to do anything I was uncomfortable with. But Leslie really seems to be enjoying his attention.
As a matter of fact, she's thriving in it. That's what makes me so mad.
Hello. Your report looks good. I tabbed a couple updates and made a written comment on there for you.
Oh, yeah. Now, there isn't anything you need me to do with this then?
No, but I do need it by 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, no problem. Anything else?
No, thanks. Hi, Leslie. How you doing?
Well, you look nice today. Why the suit?
I'm going up to corporate this afternoon. You look nice yourself.
Hey, thanks. Anything I can take care of for you later?
Yeah, I was hoping you could go with me and sit in on the meeting. I thought it'd be a really good experience for you.
Be great, thanks.
Possibly catch some lunch on the way up there?
It's a date. Do you have a quick second? I wanted to ask you a question.
Well, sure.
Okay, thanks.
I happen to think Leslie's the most talented in the group. We get along great. I like her. So come on, tell me. That's sexual harassment?
So we automatically assume the talented, attractive female is cashing in chips to get ahead? That is such a typical knee-jerk reaction.
I can tell you right now, I have different relationships with different people, and that can be perceived as sexual harassment?
If it could be established that a relationship is sexual in nature and puts one person in a position of an advantage over another employee, it very well could be quid pro quo sexual harassment against the disadvantaged employee.
Remember, no one said this was easy or clear-cut. The point is that whenever you manage people, it's important to treat them equally. Performance should be the only thing that's rewarded.
But it looks like it was performance.
Yet it also sounds like something else. It's something to be careful and concerned about. This is most likely not a case of sexual harassment, but there is certainly a perception here that needs to be dealt with.
Let's see what you think about this, the contract.
Hear it in her voice, you know, the way she was talking to me, looking at me. I mean, I want the account, but at what cost to me? I think if you go with us, you're really going to be pleased. I mean, you're going to be getting top priority.
Well, that's good to hear. So, tell me a little more. What else can I count on from you?
Well, you know, everything that we've overviewed, you know, I made sure it's all right here in the contract.
The contract, yeah. Well, tell me. Look, you know, we've really had a good time tonight, and I hope we can do more of this, just you and me.
Well, yes, I've really enjoyed getting to know more about your company, and I'm sure my team and I will work really well with your group.
Oh, the team, huh? What about you and me? Don't you think, you know, we'll have fun together, huh?
No, not at all. I think we're going to work very well together.
Well, let's talk about this contract a little more. What was it, a year? Is that what you did?
Yeah, that's correct.
You know, I'm not quite sure I'm comfortable with that. I think we could develop this a little bit more, don't you?
I made him uncomfortable? Well, that's a switch. Look, I was just making sure I was top priority. Nothing more, nothing less.
I have been in that guy's shoes way too many times.
That's so, I don't know, between the lines. I mean, what can you really do with something like that?
Well, he should document what happened and what was said. Now, if things continue to escalate or his sale becomes contingent upon a sexual relationship, he should talk to a supervisor. Employees have the right to a work environment free from sexual harassment, regardless of whether or not it's a customer or even a vendor.
But that's so hard with the customer is always right mentality.
When it comes to harassment, the customer isn't always right.
Next, we have twisted words.
I work hard for what I get. I don't appreciate Jack implying it's something else that makes me successful.
Read it and wait.
Got it. You got it.
I closed it.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
No, it's amazing. Must have been a cunning stunt you pulled, or was it a stunning...
What?
You're disgusting.
Okay, perhaps it was a little out there, but no big deal, right?
Innuendos and suggestive comments are a big deal and could easily be part of what constitutes a hostile work environment for an employee.
The short and sweet of it is, don't make suggestive comments, innuendos, or do anything else of a sexual nature at work.
Let's look at whether or not equal appreciation applies.
I know this sounds hypocritical. It is hypocritical. But it really depends on who's making the comment. I don't know, when she said it, it was weird. I did not like it.
Damn, Janet, you look great. Those legs.
How's it going, Connor?
Oh, it's going much better now. As a matter of fact, I love you in pink.
Hey, I gotta go. Thanks.
I know the girl has no objection to being appreciated. She asked for it. I am just making note of what everyone else is.
Hey, look, you can hardly say what she did was any worse than what he did.
Both the male and female made an inappropriate comment of a sexual nature. They're both equally wrong for doing it and should immediately stop. One whistle or word or comment doesn't always constitute sexual harassment, but this vignette sure does illustrate the question of welcomeness.
Well, you know, I could give you an example of two guys doing the same thing where one would really bug me and the other one wouldn't bother me at all. So you're saying we should be equally bothered?
That would help, but it's really just not realistic. Instead of being equally bothered, why not be equally respectful of others? Anything of a sexual nature is not appropriate in the work environment, no matter if it's welcome or not.
That's a fact. And on the other hand, all of us have a responsibility not to leave ourselves open to comments or behavior of a sexual nature. Dressing in a short skirt or a seductive outfit can very well indicate to someone that behavior of a sexual nature may be welcome. Professionalism by everyone will go a long way in removing sexual harassment from the workplace.
And then the question, everyone loves the compliment, or do they?
I just kept feeling more and more uncomfortable with all the compliments.
They made me feel weird.
Did you just get your haircut? It looks great. Hey, Jay, that's a great color on you. Oh, it looks good. You really look pretty today. I love the dress. Did you know you look fantastic today?
Thank you very much. I appreciate your help. Thanks.
Hey, nice perfume. I like that.
You're joking, right? I'm not the least bit attracted to Mandy. Hey,
I was brought up to believe that men should tell women when they look nice.
Are you joking? I mean, this guy just said nice things.
No, giving compliments isn't generally sexual harassment, but we use this example because at the same time, it's clear to her, but not to him, that the compliments aren't welcome. In this case, the woman should consider telling the man in a respectful way that getting compliments makes her uncomfortable and that she'd like him to stop.
Kind of thanks, but no thanks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This example shows us that harassment, more times than not, is a matter of perspective. One last example, testing the waters.
It was very clear to me what he meant. I played along, pretended he meant something else, but I know he didn't. He knows he didn't. What am I supposed to do with that?
Hey.
Hey, come on in. Close the door, will you?
So, how'd we do? How'd it go this morning, Stephen?
Went well. Went very well. They jumped at the presentation, and I think we'll hear something by the weekend.
Wow.
And I just wanted to take a minute and let you know what a terrific job I think you've done.
Thank you. I'm really happy here. Work's fun.
Well, I appreciate your honesty, and I certainly appreciate your commitment. I just think we work well together.
I think so too, absolutely. I'm learning a lot from this whole experience.
Well, I just wanted you to know how much I appreciate you. I mean, personally.
Oh, I'm learning a lot, a whole lot, and I really feel like I'm benefiting and growing, and so thank you for that.
I just wanted to let you know what a terrific job I thought you were doing.
Great, thank you. Anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay.
Oh, have Bob give me a call, just if you run into him.
I'll do that. Thanks.
I honestly don't know what she's talking about. All of a sudden, she just got very cold and distant. Her performance is okay, but that rapport is just gone.
It could be quid pro quo sexual harassment. If it can be shown that this manager threatened the woman's position if she doesn't return or allow sexual advances. But in this case, it's more likely that he was just testing the waters to find out if she had any personal interest in him, and it seemed as if he was willing to back off if she didn't reciprocate.
But the damage was done. This kind of testing or personal interaction can potentially destroy an otherwise excellent working relationship. Employees like this manager who have power over others' careers or performance should be particularly careful about how they interact with employees.
Job-related results and performance are the only acceptable expectation.
I have no intention or desire to harass anyone, and I also know that from watching these examples, I've probably crossed a line before with maybe a joke or even a comment.
Me too.
There's got to be something more that we can do to help prevent it.
There is. A very useful guideline to consider is, would you do or say the same thing in the exact same way if your wife, husband, son, daughter, or other loved one was standing right next to you? If not, don't do it at work. Second, is what you're doing potentially crossing a personal or physical boundary of another person, like touching?
All of us have gotten a hug from a coworker that was well appreciated. But unless you really know a person well and have complete certainty that any kind of touching besides a handshake is welcome, don't do it at work. And last point to consider is, has the person given you notice in any way? Did a coworker not laugh at a joke or even walk away? Did someone kind of squirm or pull back when you touched them? Did a coworker look nervous or flustered when you gave him or her a compliment? What about a negative remark about a picture, a poster, or even a cartoon that you have posted in your cubicle?
So, what should I do if I get harassed?
Well, the first thing to think about doing when you feel you're being harassed is to tell the person to stop. Some experts even say up to 90% of the time this can stop it in its tracks.
What if I don't feel comfortable telling the person to stop, or if I do tell them and they don't stop?
It's likely a good time to get help from your employer. Follow your particular organization's grievance procedure. If you don't know what that procedure is, talk to your supervisor. If it's your supervisor that you feel is harassing you, then report it to his or her supervisor, someone in HR, or another person you feel comfortable with up the chain of command.
I don't know. I've always felt kind of funny complaining about stuff like this, like it would jeopardize my career.
Well, the first thing that each employee needs to know is that your organization won't and can't retaliate if you lodge a complaint. And in most cases, your complaint will be kept as confidential as possible, only involving those who are directly linked to the complaint. So everyone's not going to know. The bottom line, you can stop sexual harassment in the workplace.
It's a matter of awareness.
Awareness of what sexual harassment is. Not just the legal definitions, but the kinds of specific behaviors and actions that can create a hostile work environment and quid pro quo.
It's a matter of perception.
What one person perceives as acceptable behavior may not be to another. If you have any doubt about doing something, the answer is don't do it.
And it's a matter of prevention.
Prevention means not saying, doing, displaying, or sending anything that is sexually suggested in the workplace.
Awareness, perception, and prevention.
I walked by those pictures every day. I made a few remarks, you know, like how tacky. A lot of good that did.
I had to keep my girl covered up. Hey, Davida, what do you think? Too little? Too much?
It's too much, Sam. Way too much.
Think so? Maybe next time I won't worry about covering so much up.
Yeah.
She never seemed to mind before. She was always looking at him and laughing. If it bothered her, I wish she would have said something.
I know this sounds hypocritical. It is hypocritical. But it really depends on who's making the comment. I don't know, when she said it, it was weird. I did not like it.
Damn, Janet, you look great. Those legs.
How's it going, Connor?
Oh, it's going, well, it's going much better now. As a matter of fact, I love you in pink.
Hey, I gotta go. Thanks.
We get along great. I like her. So come on.
This is a Skyline cheese coney. It's got a delicious hot dog, Cincinnati-style chili, and a big mound of cheese. You know, Skyline sells over 16 million of these things a year. Think you might be missing out on something?
Skyline, Cincinnati-style chili.
Hello, I'm Matt.
And I'm Angela, and we don't want you to miss out on a thing.
So today, we're going to show you how to make the perfect coney.
Watch Lisa as she starts her shift. She'll be working conies today. She's got a lot of things to do to get ready for the rush, but we all know where she's headed first.
Of course, she's headed to the hand sink to wash and sanitize before she begins any food preparation. We really do care about serving our customers safe food. So at Skyline, we just do it.
Hand washing and sanitizing complete. Lisa can now begin getting ready for the rush. First, she brings out a bucket of fresh sanitizer water and clean towels. Since we make the food right before the customer's eyes, we need to keep the area clean and sanitized. Next, she stocks clean dishes on both sides of the table and makes sure carry-out coney boxes are within arm's reach. This way, when it gets busy, 2 people can easily make conies, 1 on each side of the table. Then Lisa double-checks that all food is ready and in its proper place on the table. Grilled wieners, steamed buns, chili, cheese, mustard, and onions should be stocked and ready for making conies. Be certain that proper utensils are ready for each product. Iced teaspoons for onions, mustard sticks, an 8-ounce chili ladle, coney racks, and wiener forks. During slow periods, cover the cheese and chili cracks with lids to maintain quality and temperature.
Hey, it looks like we're about ready to roll.
Not quite. Don't forget about stocking backup products so that we don't have to leave the steam table area during the rush. Stock backup packs of buns on nearby shelving. Bags of wieners should be placed in a reach-in nearest the grill. Pans of shredded cheese and backup mustard and onions should be stored in the nearest reach-in. And here are a few more tips. Roll the wieners on the hold side of the grill at least once every 5 minutes to prevent burning and to maintain proper temperature. Check the water level in the bun warmers before the rush and fill as needed. Soft, steamed buns are critical to making the perfect coney. Use buns in a rotation method established for your restaurant. Once a warmer empties, refill it before heading on to the next warmer. And remember at all times to make conies on the rack from start to finish. This will keep the buns from getting soggy and make sure that the chili goes into the bun or back into the crock. The only exception is when making single conies or sandwiches, they can be made in your hand. Your training coach will show you this later. Now that we're ready for the rush, let's start making conies.
Skyline conies. Once you eat the real thing, nothing else will do.
Matt, why don't you show us your stuff?
First, I'm going to show you 2 regular conies. An important tip for whenever you're making conies. Always start by pulling plates. You don't want to end up with a bunch of good-looking conies and have to fumble for a plate.
Good point.
After pulling plates, take 2 soft buns out of the warmer. Place one on the rack, and holding the other, stab 2 wieners at a time, sideways with the fork. Now here's a signature move. Make a canoe. That's right, a canoe, with the bun. Hold the bun as shown. Then insert both your thumbs slightly into the center. Gently pull it open till it forms a canoe shape. This means that the bun is open wider in the middle, but still joined at both ends. A good canoe-shaped bun is the only way to get plenty of chili into the coney. Using your thumb, push the wiener firmly into the bottom of the bun. This will help to keep its canoe shape. Then place the bun on the coney rack with the flat side against the flange. Pick up the other bun and repeat the same steps, placing it on the rack with the flat side touching the other bun. Pick up the rack with your hand positioned over the top and carry the rack over to the mustard and dab each wiener with the mustard stick, starting at the flange end and moving towards you.
You're just too good, Matt. Look at how the mustard covers the wieners end to end, and I noticed you always hold the rack over the product you're topping.
Now, holding the 8-ounce chili ladle like you would a pencil, stir the chili in a circular motion, bottom to top. Lift the ladle 1/2 to 3/4 full. With the coney rack over the chili crock, carefully ladle chili into the center of the bun, where it's the widest. Pour just enough to cover the wiener and fill the bun without it running out. Start at the flange end and work toward you.
Wow, Matt, great chili action.
Thanks, Angela. Now move the rack over the onion container and holding the spoon with your thumb on the handle near the bottom. Portion 1 rounded spoonful evenly over each coney. Do it in a sweeping motion, starting from the flange end and working toward you. Make sure you get good end-to-end coverage. To plate, hold the rack over the plate so the conies are positioned exactly where you want them to end up. Then lift the ends nearest you so the opposite ends touch the plate, and pull the rack towards you. The conies will land perfectly in place. The Skyline coney: bun, wiener, mustard, onion, and chili.
That looked easy.
Well, it might look easy, but you'd better make sure you're using soft, steamed buns and getting them open wide in the middle. I'll tell you what, I'll make 2 more conies, and this time you point out my Skyline technique.
Okay. First you pull 2 soft, warm buns, put one on the rack, keep the other in your hand, and stab 2 wieners from the side. Aha! You make a canoe. Press the wiener into the bun and place on the rack. Now do the same with the second bun. Carry the rack to the mustard and dab each wiener with the mustard stick. Stir the chili in a circular motion, lift a partial ladle, and holding the rack over the crock, pour into the middle of the bun. Bring the rack over to the onions and spread 1 rounded spoonful over each coney. Now those are conies.
Okay, Angela, ready for a classic? I'm going to turn these conies into cheese conies.
Oh yeah? How are you going to do that?
The secret? A cheese coney is simply a coney. Add cheese.
I knew that.
To make a cheese coney, move the rack over the cheese pan. Gently fluff the cheese with one hand and pick up a small portion with your thumb and fingertips. Place the cheese on top and walk it into place. It should cover the length of the bun. Again, position them over the plate. Lift the ends and pull the rack towards you. Place on a serving tray for immediate delivery to the customer. And there you have it. Lots of chili, a lot of great Skyline taste.
I learned a lot. How about you? When Coney orders are called or come up on the screen, you should A. Pull buns and start making them. B. Pull plates or boxes and then start making them. Or C. Add water to the bun warmer. And the answer is B. Pull plates or boxes first. That way you won't have to fumble for a plate or box when you're holding a rack of finished conies. Plus, it helps you to remember how to plate or box them once they're made. The keys to making the best tasting cheese conies are A. Use only soft steamed buns. B. Open buns into a canoe shape. Or C. The more cheese, the better. If you've ever eaten a Skyline cheese coney, then you know that A and B are definitely key. Soft, steamed, canoed buns filled to the top with our great tasting chili and just the right amount of cheese. Too much, and it tastes like a big cheese sandwich. Nothing compares to a perfect Skyline cheese coney. When making conies, you should A. Pull buns and open into canoe shapes, then stab and gently insert wieners. B. Pull buns, keeping one in hand, then stab wieners, canoe a bun, and firmly insert wiener, rack, and repeat. If you pull and open all your buns on the rack first, then wiener, they won't keep their canoe shape, which means they won't hold enough chili. So B is correct. Canoe one bun and insert the wiener, rack, then repeat. It's faster and it tastes better. When adding mustard, chili, onions, and cheese to conies on the rack, start by holding the rack over the product, then top A. From flange end moving toward you. B. From the end nearest you and moving toward the flange. Go with A. Always top from the flange end towards you. When making conies, you should stir the chili and fill the 8-ounce ladle A. 1/2 to 3/4 full. B. Full if you're making a whole rack. The answer is A. Too much chili in the ladle makes it really hard to pour into the canoe without spilling onto the outside of the bun. 1/2 to 3/4 full works a lot better. Add mustard to the coney with the mustard stick by A. Dabbing each coney wiener end to end. B. Dragging the mustard stick on the wiener covering end to end. A is the way. It's quicker and allows you to mustard 5 to 6 conies as you dab and rotate the stick. When pouring chili into the buns, you should A. Pour into the center of the buns. B. Pour chili back and forth across the conies. A is the proper technique. When you pour into the center filling the canoe, pour lift, pour lift. It's faster and neater because you have a wider target to hit. When adding onions to conies, A. Use a heaping spoonful, dump, then spread. B. Use a rounded spoonful, dump and spread in a sweeping motion. The answer is B. It's quicker. Remember, we sell over 16 million a year. Do you see the need for speed? Top conies with cheese by A. Squeezing a small amount with your thumb and fingertips. Or B. Gently picking up a portion with your thumb and fingertips and walking it the length of the bun. Definitely B. Always handle cheese gently, walking it across the length of the bun. Matt, some people like their conies, no mustard, no onion. What's the Skyline lingo for a coney without mustard or onions?
We call it a chili wiener. It's simple to make. Watch, I'll do 2. After you pull a plate, take 2 soft buns out of the warmer, placing one on the rack and keeping the other in hand. Stab 2 wieners, make a canoe, and push 1 wiener into the bun. Place on the coney rack, ditto on the second bun. Bring the rack straight to the chili, and holding it above the crock, lift the ladle and pour chili into the canoe. That's it. They're ready for a plate. The chili wiener, same great taste, but without the mustard and onions. So, Angela, can you guess how to make a chili wiener with cheese?
Of course. Start with a chili wiener and add cheese. Just like a cheese coney, you gently fluff the cheese. Then place a small portion on top, walking it into place. The chili wiener with cheese. Simply a bun, wiener, chili, and cheese.
Okay, here's a tricky one. What if the customer wants a coney without the wiener?
Well, we have just what they're craving. We call it the chili sandwich, and it has almost twice the chili to replace the wiener.
Show us the chili sandwich, Angela.
Start by taking buns from the warmer and bring one in your hand to the mustard. Make a canoe shape and add the bottom of the bun with the mustard stick. Add 1 rounded teaspoon of onions, and using the back of the spoon, press evenly into the bottom of the bun. Place on the rack while you follow the same procedure with the second bun. Canoe, mustard, and onions. Add to the rack. Stir the chili and bring the rack over the crock. Lift a partial ladle of chili and carefully pour into the bun until the canoe is full, but not spilling over. If needed, gently pinch the ends of the bun to hold the chili in place and carefully plate. The chili sandwich, that great chili taste without the wiener.
You know, some people might just want to top it off with cheese.
Yep, you're talking the chili sandwich with cheese. Start by making a chili sandwich. Mustard, onions. Then gently press a small amount of cheese, about 6 to 8 strands in the bottom and ends of the bun. Besides tasting great, this also keeps the chili from soaking through the bun. Watch. Here it goes again. Mustard, onions, cheese. Gently press. Pretty cool, huh? Place the buns on the rack and hold the rack above the chili crock. Stirring. We know you've got that part by now. Lift a partial ladle of chili and pour into the bun. Again, fill as much as you can without overflowing. Pinch if needed. And add the cheese. The chili sandwich with cheese. Just what the chili and cheese lover craves.
You know, it seems like there are lots of coney varieties at Skyline.
That's because our customers have created their own favorites over the years.
And yes is the answer to any request.
Like, what about our customers that want their sandwiches without mustard or onions?
We simply make them plain. Here's a chili sandwich with cheese plain. Start with the bun. Skip the mustard and onions. Just add the cheese. And the chili. Pinch. And top it off with cheese. The chili sandwich with cheese plain. A mouthful without mustard or onions.
Lots of kids and some adults order just plain wieners on buns. This is how to make the wiener bun. It's a matter of simple assembly. For a single wiener bun, it's a bun and 1 wiener. For a wiener bun, it's a bun and 2 wieners. Wiener buns, a kid's favorite.
Then again, some folks might want to dress that up with a little cheese. Will we do that?
Yes, absolutely. The wiener bun with cheese is the wiener bun topped off with a small portion of cheddar cheese. The wiener bun with cheese, just what my little brother likes.
Sometimes customers want a little more or a little less of this or that. For them, heavy or light will make it just right.
Take us through the heavies, Matt.
For heavy mustard, add 1.5 times the normal amount. Roll the mustard stick so it leaves a wide stripe along the length of the wiener. For heavy onion, add 1.5 rounded spoonfuls of onion to the product. And for light, just use half the regular amount.
How do I know which size plate to put the conies on?
Watch, I'll show you. For 1 coney, use a single plate. For 2 conies, use a round plate. For 3, use a regular weigh plate. And for 4, place on a large weigh plate. Remember, position, lift, and pull. They'll land perfectly in place. There's also a method to placing them on a tray. We place the conies on a tray so that a quick shake of the head by the server will alert them to which products have mustard and onion, and which don't. Look at this tray. See the 4 cheese conies on the left? Shake your head in the direction that the buns are pointing. Left to right? These conies are saying either no mustard or no onion. Now, shake your head in the direction the buns of the other products are pointing. Up and down? Yes, these conies have mustard and onion. Conies are a great product for our customers on the go. For them, we package in coney boxes. Place 1 in a single coney box and 2 in a 2 coney box. They need to be positioned to run lengthwise with the tab. This leaves extra room so the cheese doesn't hang out of the box. We box 3 and 4 conies using the same size container. 3 go front to back and 4 go side to side. This placement is important because it keeps our customers' food from rolling around in the box. The 5/6 container is used for boxing. You got it, 5 or 6 conies. If you're boxing 5, pick up one of the conies and place at an angle as shown. Or for 6, pick up and place 2 conies at an angle. Then slide the other 4 into the container.
Okay, how about a refresher before you head to the steam table? Name these products. A wiener on a bun with chili is called. The answer is chili wiener. A bun, wiener, mustard, chili, and onion is. A coney. A cheese coney without the wiener is. A chili sandwich with cheese. A wiener on a bun is. A single wiener bun. And finally, a cheese coney without mustard or onion is called a chili wiener with cheese. Whew! If you got all those, consider yourself near genius. If you didn't, don't worry. With a little practice, you'll be up to speed in no time.
So now you've seen and hopefully tasted the perfect coney, found only at Skyline. Soon you'll be making some of the 16 million we sell a year. But it'll take practice and pride to get that great Skyline taste in every bite and every coney. But you can do it because you care enough to make a difference. Have fun making the perfect coney.
Sugar and spice. I feel.
Hi, I'm Bill Vestal. I'm here to tell you all about the art of crystal sticks twirling batons. Today what we're going to do is cover the basics about how to get through the skin of crystal sticks, how to get into the action itself, learn the basic motions, learn the expanding aerobics part of the sticks activity, and then finally get into the art of the dance and the display of what you can do with the sticks as an active kind of a thing. It's a fun way to explore your own self, your own ability to learn, your own ability to persist at something and have a great deal of fun at the same time. The history of sticks essentially goes back generations upon generations upon generations, and what we found out is that most cultures have one form of sticks play or another. The American Cherokee Indians, for example, would have a baton and put arrowheads on the ends. On this one, I'm using a leather piece to absorb the shock and a little rubberized grip to facilitate the play. The nice thing about sticks is that the activity starts to grow almost immediately from when you first get into it, and you'll start finding yourself right in the midst of your own artistic self-expression through movement and concentrated activity. Over the course of the time that I've been doing sticks now, in this last 6.5 years, I found out that if you will do a little bit of sticks each day, then what starts to happen as you do sticks each day is that you rely upon the foundation that you built from the day before. So when you start with those basic motions, the toss backs and the tick-tocks that we're going to get into right now, then you'll find out that it's your beginning persistence that will pay off the most in the long run. The thing that I had to get up front is that everybody drops the sticks. And if you drop the sticks, then of course what's going to happen is you got to give yourself that little extra edge to pick them up and keep right on going.
My name is Alon Seven Thunders.
My name is Nixie.
My name is Michael Feeney.
My name is Jonathan Everett, aka Alien John. I have been playing sticks for over 13 years now. That's the first of many object manipulation props I got started with.
I've been playing for a couple of years now.
I've been playing sticks on and off now for about 9 years.
I've been doing sticks for 13 years.
I also spin poi and staff and double staff, and I sphere play and Diablo, and I recently started juggling, and it all started with this. So there's a special place in my heart for crystal sticks. It's one of the more dynamic props that I perform with and play with. You want me to start out from the beginning for someone who wants to get going from the beginning?
The easiest way to start playing the sticks is drop the stick like that.
So I like to start with sticks, with that baton down on the ground so I can pay attention to my hand sticks, because depending on how you control and hold your hand sticks, you're going to have a better relationship with your baton. You don't want to just hold on like this, like a club. Your wrist is going to wobble around too much, you won't have a lot of control. What you want to do is choke up a little bit so that you can brace this part of the stick against the butt of your hand, against your wrist. Point with your pointer finger so you have more leverage, so it's aligned with the bones in your arm. So that way my whole forearm and the stick are working together as one, not torquing my wrist, using the arm muscles, which are a lot stronger.
You're gonna make sure that you're choking up a little bit on your hand sticks. Point your index fingers out. So you're going to use your whole arm instead of just your wrist. You're going to keep your wrist straight.
So you'll notice as I play, if you pay close attention to what my arms are doing, I move more from my arms and shoulders than just batting my wrist around, and that gives me a lot more control. Once you're getting used to that handhold, sometimes I like to warm people up with just some tossing and catching to get the feel of the stick. This is just kind of a warm-up exercise. You can toss it with a little flip by pushing a little harder with one hand stick, get used to that. I also like to get people hooked into the end there. This is kind of like spinning the stick on training wheels. You drop one end down and flip it around to start to get used to how it feels for that stick to flip. Once again, this is kind of more of a warm-up exercise because we're not really moving in real time yet. We're not really moving at the speed of the stick with gravity like you would with the tick-tock or other moves. So you get comfortable with the stick flipping, tossing, catching, but that's all kind of, you're always pausing in between. What you really want to do is get good at the tick-tock.
You're going to pinch the very top of the baton, lift it up, put the bottom back down.
And what this does is it stops movements. A lot of times people will pick up the baton, it'll swing and it'll be out of control. So this stops all unnecessary movement.
We're going to pretend it's a windshield wiper. We're going to go all the way down. We're going to kind of give it this little pop. When you catch it, you want to kind of give with it. So taking the weight off of it, you kind of want to stall it out, catch it horizontal every time.
A windshield wiper doesn't work very good if it's only doing this, and neither will your crystal stick. You want to flip it all the way over, all the way back, so that it's almost flat each time that you catch it. Nice cushioned landing. It's not about hitting. It's about a nice smooth catch, so you have control. Then you start lifting that end up. Because these are counterweighted, it's naturally going to hop up off the ground, catch it again. Start using your sense of balance each time you catch, and you never actually have to let it hit the ground again, and you're doing the tick-tock.
From the ground, all you're going to do is that same motion and just kind of stand up with it. And as you're doing this, we're lifting straight up into the air to toss it. You're dropping straight down to catch it. Your catch is much more important than your toss. It's all of your control.
Pick it up like that. And then take one stick out and then you do the tick-tock. Or another way, you could just set it down like that and start out. Pick it up.
And then like a big pair of chopsticks or tweezers, you get right underneath the leather head of the baton, pull it up, and stand the baton on the ground. And then once you've got that, pick it up and drop one hand out and balance the baton on one stick. Line up the hand that has the other hand stick on it. Kind of keep a nice level parallel lines going. And then you concentrate on a point about 4 inches from the top of the head of the baton. You toss it over and toss it back, trying to hit the same point. Tip it over and back.
You want to try and stay about 1.5 to 2 inches from the top. The closer to the top you get, the faster it plays. The closer to the center, the slower it's going to play, which adds a little bit more balance, which is a little bit trickier.
Now some people who play with traditional devil sticks are hitting that around and it's kind of getting out of control. It's really about finesse. It's about using balance, catching that end, stalling it out almost flat each time. Every time I catch it, do you see how close to flat it gets?
And this is called the tick-tock. This is step number 1 in working the sticks.
The important thing about the tick-tock is that it's teaching you how to toss and catch. You're tossing and catching over and over again. You're getting equally comfortable with your left and right hand. Everything else you end up doing in a subtle way is still going to involve tossing and catching. But if you're comfortable tossing and catching, you can keep it going indefinitely.
One thing about the sticks, when you're tossing the tick-tock, you want to have soft knees, kind of swing your hips with the movement, and it's always best to stick to music.
From the tick-tock, there's a few different ways you can flip it that, as you get used to, will open up all sorts of possibilities. The tick-tock's really just flipping half a turn back and forth. So you can always try flipping it a full turn, like so.
Flip.
You could flip it a turn and a half. Notice how that's always spinning inward. Since my body's a mirror image, spinning in towards my center line here, that's spinning inward. It's really easy to spin inward and then toss it over to catch with the other hand. And that happens very naturally as an extension of catching above the middle like you would for a tick-tock. If you want to spin it outward, you catch below the middle. It'll do a rollover, like so. And if you get comfortable with that, you can keep it spinning outward. So there's only a couple basic things that you want to do with your flips at first. Spinning it outward, spinning it inward, seeing how those combine. You can also, instead of flipping back and forth between two hands, you can also flip it back and forth with just one hand. So I'm flipping from the inner edge of my hand stick to the back side. Inside, backside, inside, backside. You want to get comfortable with that with both hands. So there's only really a couple different flips you can do that way until you start to do a helicopter.
From the tick-tock, you can start to move your elbows. If you want to move in a clockwise motion the way you're standing, you push out with your left as you start to throw and catch in with your right. So toss out with your left, in with your right. This is called the helicopter or the flat spin, the two-handed flat spin.
So from a tick-tock, I'm catching on one side and carrying that end in a little bit, and I catch on the other side, push the other end out. Those two opposing forces, just like you tossing up and gravity pulling down, in this case you pushing out and on the other side pulling in, are causing the stick to start to rotate around. We call that the push and pull or the helicopter.
Now to do this one, start out like that. See? And then you go around and around until you pick it up, and then you got that.
And from here you can go into the one-handed spin. Now I also teach the one-handed spin from off the ground.
You get down on one knee.
You take your dominant hand and come in about 3 or 4 inches from the end. Kind of soften your knees.
And then in a minute, in the count of 3,
push up, and as you push,
you want to pick it up and do a circle in the air with the stick.
You start to turn in a counterclockwise position.
And you go 1, 2, 3. And that's how you do the spin.
1, 2, 3.
By getting into it and giving it your all, the rewards will just keep accumulating and accumulating and accumulating. Up to this point, what we've been doing is spending a lot of time just getting into the skin of sticks, just trying to get into that part of these opening, beginning moves. But the real fun actually takes off from that point forward. Let's do a little bit of sticks here. And what I want to do is show you something slightly beyond that skin of sticks or those opening moves. As you can see me doing right now, I'm doing these tick-tock and the flip-flop as you were seeing in the video that we've been looking at, and a tug and push, of course, creates that wobble. So again, these are the basic moves. Now watch. I'm going to spread my feet a little bit. I'm going to bend those knees. I'm going to turn, going as low as I can go, and I'm going to play using those longer muscles. Now, as you'll see, that stretch can be spread all the way around the body. I call it claim your bubble. The idea around this has to do with spreading those moves out all around the body, getting a whole active area or field then of play. And then, of course, taking that play and tying it up with some music and some fun and some dance and really getting into the dynamics of sticks. Right. Hey. Claim your bubble. The nice thing about claiming your bubble is once you get involved in that stretch, your lower body starts to really loosen up.
It's also a very good workout, low impact workout.
Because this is basically just a rotating tick-tock, anything that we did just a moment ago from the tick-tock you can start doing from the helicopter. So I can flip it over while doing a helicopter. I can roll it over while doing a helicopter. And if I got good at that one-handed tick-tock, or flip-flop since it's flipping all the way over, you can start pushing and pulling that too. Get a one-handed figure 8 spin going. As you get comfortable with that, that'll eventually turn into an infinity roll where you're constantly in contact, constantly in control of where the stick is going, spinning it around in a figure 8.
I like this move. I don't know if this is the actual infinity, and I'm good at it with my right hand, not so good with my left. It's where you kind of keep the baton, try to keep the baton going and going.
And if you slow down the infinity, you can actually get it to float. And then the outside double infinity. Going into the inside.
It's going to wind out, stop, and go back in the other direction. And that's definitely something that's important to do that I really like to get people doing, playing in both directions, using both hands, both sides of the body. If you can spin in one direction, make sure you spin in the other. If I had really known to practice that when I first got started, I would have gotten into a lot of the crazier stuff a lot sooner. I still feel far more comfortable going in one direction than I do the other, but I've been working on changing that. And I've seen some people who have started more recently that specifically practice in both directions, that have a lot of versatility and fluidity and feel very comfortable moving in whatever direction they want. And that means you have more freedom of expression to use while playing with your sticks.
I've invented this one, the tick-tock under the leg. You do that and that. Yep. And I also invented doing it with your eyes closed like this. And you can also do it under the leg like that. And I've also invented this with crystal sticks at least. Oops. What's this? Round backwards. Behind the back, and I can also close my eyes while I do that.
Well, my favorite one happens to be the simple hand stick toss. I really just like playing with those. Get them going on both hands. Yeah, that one's actually really, I call that, I don't even know, defying gravity. Into the Coriolis effect right there.
Somebody showed me this one though. Yeah.
Oh, let's try this.
Oh. It teaches you how to use your left and right brain.
So it kind of makes the real serious, meticulous person a little softer, more artistic, and vice versa.
And another one of the best things about playing sticks is that you can have a good time playing around with them.
Oh no! Oh man, did you miss that? Don't get frustrated, don't give up. It all comes. Take a deep breath, relax, enjoy it.
Well, I do dance very well, so even though I'm not the best sticker, I can fake it because I look good.
There's a whole bunch of different things you can play with the crystal sticks. Of course, I just like to show off sometimes. I think I can get this one. Yep. And this. That's how you do the crystal stick.
From the TikTok, there's a few different ways you can flip it that, as you get used to, will open up all sorts of possibilities. The TikTok's really just flipping half a turn back and forth. So you can always try flipping it a full turn, like so.
Well, hello.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
We have some questions for you.
Sure.
Well, where did crystal sticks come from, and how did you get involved?
Well, I made the first crystal stick in about 1985 in Tucson, Arizona. I took a piece of leather and cut it into a circle, cut a couple of slits in it, made a cup, put it on the end of a stick with some hand sticks, and started spinning it around. We used a little imitation suede leather to give it a grip. People used to buy them out of my hands when I'd stand in line at the bank when we used to have to cash a check. It was funny that once people got them into their hands, they had fun with them. Juggling sticks have been around a long time. I think when we came down out of the trees, we probably took some sticks with us as a safety device for no other reason. What I'm noticing is that over a period of time, you have fun with the sticks, and one thing just simply leads to another. You never really know where it's going to go. In those early years, they didn't play quite as well as they do nowadays, though.
So I'm noticing that you've got two sticks, that you're going in different directions, and you're talking at the same time. I mean, you must have had to develop with these sticks over a period of time.
Yeah, it was a bit of a struggle. I used to say that it was a little more difficult learning how to do two at once than it was to get a degree in school. And I think that it's true in the sense of the amount of effort on a personal basis that it took, because the sticks weren't forgiving, just like right there. Whenever I stopped paying enough attention to them and shifted my attention over here, what happened was, of course, they came together. I just got them a little too close together. So in the beginning stages, you pick them up. If you don't quite get them right, it doesn't forgive you. It simply drops. And it was a very cold and heartless coach. But on the other hand, it was also one that kept telling me the truth each step of the way, which is, that didn't work, pick it up, try it again. So it was kind of fun. As the design of the sticks improved, so did the ease with which you could learn to do doubles, I might add. Nowadays, with the super grip that we have on them, makes it a lot easier. It is a process no matter what, and generally speaking, some people can get doubles rather quickly. I had some come back after a year and say, hey, watch me, and they're showing me the doubles. Others take a bit longer. I didn't start my doubles until I'd been doing sticks about 4 years, and took me about 6 months out there by myself. I put my back to the sun because it was kind of hot when I started out in Arizona. I realized right away that my shadow allowed me to look at something rather than focusing on one hand or the other hand, or one stick or the other stick, and thus losing one. So as a result of watching the shadow, like paying attention over there but doing sticks over here, it trained my peripheral vision, which was kind of interesting. It developed that ability to look at multiple things and act in different places at the same time. I think con artists do that, but also people who develop that ability prevent mistakes a lot, because if something is falling over here and you catch it even though you weren't directly looking at it but you responded to it, that's a good safety kind of a thing. So I found that to be true as well. My accident proneness went down greatly as a result of doing the sticks.
So what do you feel that they accomplish? What do crystal sticks do?
Well, in my case, I was like lots of people nowadays, I believe, in that I was quite left-brained. I read a lot, we used to read a lot of science fiction all the time, and I didn't develop physically as much as an athletic person might. So later in life, I think I was a bit primed for it, because I was starting to realize that I needed to integrate the physical with whatever mental development I may have been involved at the time. I used to take developmental classes to teach me to speed read, or how to use my mind a little bit better, be more successful in sales and all of those kinds of things. And the sticks fell in line with that. I started playing with them, and I realized right away that there was a connection between a mental or emotional feeling and an action and a movement. And so as I started playing, I naturally just spread the play around. Eventually, a couple of years later, by about 1989 or so, I was calling it Claim Your Bubble, or Claim That Space Around Your Body. As it developed, I've come to realize that there are correlations between this idea and what current research is showing about this development of a web work, and how when you develop motor skills and balanced movements, that a web work gets created in your brain, and it's different from the left hand to the right hand because of the orientation of the brain and the lobes of the brain, so that as I'm developing all of these kinds of things, my stability or my ability to act and my emotional strength or maturity increased dramatically. So there were a lot of benefits that came, and I paid attention to them because I was interested in such things. And over a period of time, especially once I arrived at doing two at once, I realized that that the brain is kind of like two roving antennae almost. It's the part of you that's interested in this, interested in that, interested here, there, and the other, and it kind of flutters and goes around. And one part of you can be looking at one thing over here, but the other part can be looking at someplace else or something else. Like you've heard, you may be here with your eyes, but the rest of you is someplace else. Emotionally, then there's someplace else. And that's, a lot of us are double thinking all the time. It's a fairly common thing for us to be looking at one thing like you're doing right now, and then perhaps criticizing or analyzing, quote unquote, about it, as well as another part of you worried about what's going on later today or tomorrow or the next day. So we kind of split ourselves up. And I realized that these perhaps could be subdivided even more so, but I think primarily there's one on the left and one on the right representing the lobes of the brain. And as I started to develop with the sticks, it's sort of like I learned to tame the roving attentiveness, is about the only way I could describe it right now, or tame the roving mind would be another way to put it. But you're taming the aspects, you're taming the right side and the left side independently, because again, you might be able to get your one side of your mind working, but the emotional side could be all over the place, and you might find it hard to get centered sometimes because of that. In the process of doing crystal sticks and developing with the crystal sticks, activity got developed where I would do one-handed motions in every direction around the body. We call that claiming your bubble, as I said earlier. So that I would claim my bubble with my right hand, and I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about. I would stretch around, and I would develop motor skills in all directions, including over my head, and all of those supportive movements, and they needed to be linked together to feel right, which is to say an unbroken motion. It took a while to get to that unbroken motion, in my case, because all of our actions that we do in day-to-day life are primarily straight line actions. So we get a wear pattern in our bone structure that reflects that straight line action. So anytime you start to move and twirl around, several things start to take place. Number one, you encounter the previous history of straight line action. In most cases, I find that some kind of a glitch. For me, it would be a turn. I'd get a glitch there, it would straighten up, then I would get another glitch, then I would feel the turn. Well, after a while, the glitch went away. I just simply wore through it, I think. Also, the more you make these curving motions, the more muscle support structure develops around that motion. So all of these supportive muscles in and across and around the lower back got developed greatly. So it allowed this twist around motion and that walk around motion. I found a number of things physically started to become apparent with the crystal stick, and that was that to make those kinds of motion and all this weaving motion, the muscles needed to loosen up in all those directions, and so you get this feathering of the motions. There's a body work technique called Rolfing that they physically go in and move the muscle structure around. The crystal sticks seem to do a natural version of this Rolfing process, as it seems, because when you twist yourself around and make your body move, then you're loosening up all of the muscles and heating up all the fascia that might be sticking some of that muscle movement. And I also noticed that when I twist and turn, I'll only go as far as I could go, obviously, and feel comfortable. And then if I went to that point of tightness and played a while, ultimately I would simply go beyond that, because I would develop at that point and then continue that development further and further and further. And all of a sudden you start seeing the benefits from the standpoint of stress management that was taking place, because in order to make these turns, I'm having to squeeze and use all of these muscles in the body and the stomach and all of that normally hold lots of stress for me and perhaps lots of others. Also, this upper body stress that gets contained between the shoulder blades, all of that is being stretched and turned and loosened. So by doing these stretch around motions as part of a regular exercise regimen, the physical benefits became obvious, and then of course the emotional stress management benefits became obvious as well. After major stressful times, I found that by grabbing up the sticks and just doing my exercise routine that I had been regularly doing, consisting of about an hour or less once every 3 days or so, that any of that stress that had accumulated from whatever was going on could literally be wrung out of my body, or at a minimum more adequately handled, so that if the stresses continued coming back, I was able to maintain my equilibrium, maintain my emotional centeredness, maintain the ability to make accurate decisions, as well as the ability to discern balanced actions. Because emotionally, when you're in a stable relationship with yourself, balanced actions then become a natural byproduct of that.